So why z-score is important? Sa previous discussion natin sa measures of central tendency at saka sa measures of dispersion, pwede natin i-compare yung dalawang sets. Yung dalawang sets na same sample. Katulad ng previous example ko sa measures of dispersion on how to compare two data set using standard deviation. Meron tayong family A and family B. So that is same sample. Kasi pinag-uusapan natin is pamilya. Or sabihin natin, i-compare natin yung height ng class A sa height ng class B. So pinag-uusapan natin doon is height. Okay? The subject is height. Pero this time sa z-score, pwede natin i-compare dito yung difference. Yung different samples. Like we say, math, test, score. Pwede natin i-compare sa English, test, score. Kung gamit lang yung measures of central tendency at saka measures of dispersion, we cannot compare these two different samples. Remember, sa math is ang mga subject dyan, sabihin natin mga formulas. Sa English is grammar. So that is a different samples. So hindi natin pwede yan i-compare gamit lang ng mean or standard deviation. Kaya nagkaroon tayo ng measures of relative position, especially itong z-score. So nang dahil sa z-score, pwede natin i-compare yung two different samples. So yan yung dahilan kung bakit mahalaga itong z-score. It enables us to compare two scores that are from different samples, which may have different means and standard deviations. What does the z-score tell us? Kung titingnan natin sa normal distribution, okay, yung nakikita yung graph dito ay ito yung tinatawag na normal distribution o di kaya normal curve. Okay, sa normal distribution, meron tayong mean. Itong nakikita yung linya na nasa gitna ay yan yung mean natin pag sa normal distribution tayo. Okay. Yung nakikita nyo dito, itong 1, 2, positive 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, yan yung z-score natin. Okay? So, z-score, kung makikita nyo dyan sa module ninyo, yung definition ng z-score, z-score is tinatawag din na standard score. Is the number of standard deviations by which the value of a raw score is above or below the mean. Anong tinutukoy niya na above or below the mean? Okay? Tinutukoy niya dito. Positive or negative. Okay? Above the mean, below the mean score. O di kaya sa madaling salita, the z-score specifies the precise location of each x value within a distribution. So, example, kapag meron tayong data set, 1, 10, 11, 20, 30. Sinabi niya, the precise location of each x value within a distribution. Example, itong 30, i-assume lang natin yung z-score niya is nandito. Okay? So, gaano kalayo yan from the mean? So, yan yung z-score. Okay? So, bago natin malaman yung position ng bawat x value dito, bago natin malaman yan, kailangan muna natin i-convert sa z-score para makita natin yung relative position nila sa normal curve. So, hindi natin may compare yung dalawang different samples without converting into z-scores. Pero bago natin mag-convert sa z-score, yung bawat data dito, bawat value dito, bago natin yung mag-convert sa z-score, kailangan alam na natin yung mean at saka yung standard deviation. Yung mean ng data set na ito, kailangan alam na natin, at saka yung standard deviation. Without knowing the mean and standard deviation, hindi natin may convert sa z-score. How do we calculate z-score? Kailangan natin ng formula. Okay, kung nakikita nyo dyan sa module nyo, merong formula dyan, dalawang formula for sample data and for population data. So, z equal value minus mean divide standard deviation. For sample data, we have z equaling sa x minus x bar over s. Okay? Itong x, ito yung mga values. Okay, for population data, z equal to x minus the population mean. Okay? Ito yung sample mean, ito yung population mean over standard deviation. Small sigma yun siya, hindi yan siya small a. Okay? Ito yung standard deviation for population. Okay, for example, a student scored 65 on mathematics test that had a mean of 50 and a standard deviation of 10. On English test, ang score niya ay 30 at may mean na 25 and merong standard deviation na 5. So, compare his relative positions on the two tests. Okay, compare natin yan. Gamit ang z-score. Okay, solve na natin. Pero bago natin i-solve, i-assume natin yung data natin is a sample data. Itong mathematics test score and English test is a sample data. Since yan ay nag-assume tayo yan ay sample data, so anong formula yung gagamitin natin? Ito yung gagamitin natin. Itong sample data. Therefore, we have z-score of, isa-isayin natin. Unahin natin yung z-score ng mathematics test score. Lagyan ko na lang ng m dito. Z sub m, ibig sabihin yan, z-score mula sa mathematics test score. Okay? X minus x bar over s. So, yung score niya sa mathematics is 65. Okay? Ayan o. Itong given natin. So, itong given is nagmula rin dito. Minus yung mean ng mathematics test, that is 50, over yung standard deviation ng mathematics test score, so that is 10. So 65 minus 50, so that is 15 over 10. So gamit ang calculator, equal lang sa 1.5. So ibig sabihin ng z-score natin sa mathematics test is 1.5. Okay? How about sa English test? Okay, para sa English test, z sub e, so that is z-score for English test. Equal lang ngayon sa, ano ba yung score niya sa English test? So that is 30 minus yung mean, 25, over yung standard deviation ng English test. So that is 5. Equal lang ngayon sa 30 minus 25. So that is 5 over 5. Equal lang sa 1. Ibig sabihin yung z-score natin para sa English test is equal lang sa 1. Okay ngayon. So dahil nakuha na natin yung z-score ng dalawang test, mathematics test and English test, so pwede natin i-compare. Converted na yung two different samples in z-score. So this time, pwede natin i-compare yung dalawang different samples. So paano natin i-interpret yan ngayon? Bago natin interpret yan, So, balik tayo sa graph, sa normal distribution. Kapag yung value ng z-score natin is less than 0, that represent an element less than or below the mean. Okay? Take note, yung nasa center na line dito, yung nasa gitna na linya, yan yung mean natin. Pag yung value daw ng z-score natin is less than 0, ibig sabihin, yung z-score natin is below the mean. Pag yung z-score natin is greater than 0, ibig sabihin nandito lang yung z-score natin, above the mean. Paano kung yung z-score natin is equal lang din sa 0? Ibig sabihin yung z-score natin is equal lang sa mean. Paano kung yung z-score natin is equal lang sa positive 1? So paano natin interpret yan? It represents an element that is 1 standard deviation greater than the mean. Okay? A z-score equal to 2 standard deviation greater than the mean. Paano kung negative 1? Represent an element that is 1 standard deviation less than the mean. So, nandiyan yan sa module nyo kung paano mag-interpret ng result ng z-score. Okay? So, without knowing the interpretation, di natin may compare yung dalawang different samples. Okay, interpret natin yung result natin para sa z-score of math and z-score of English test. His z-score in mathematics test is greater than the mean score by 1.5 of the standard deviation units. So, saan banda yung 1.5? Nandito, no? Nandito yung 1.5. Nandito yung z-score ng mathematics test. Ang z-score ng English test is nasa 1. Okay? 1 standard deviation greater than the mean. Therefore, since the z-score for mathematics is larger, his relative position in the mathematics class is higher than his relative position in the English class. So, ganun lang mag-compare ng dalawang different samples gamit ang z-score. Okay?